Hey everyone, it's Pauline from Coffee Spicy. I know most of you are asleep, so most of you are going to catch this on rewatch. So I'm going to do my best to try and I say this now and I know it's a total lie, be as brief as possible because ADHD, not medicated, and well, there we are. But if you are not new to my channel, thanks for coming back. If you subscribed, I appreciate you. I think I just hit 554 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can be eligible to monetize the channel. So if you are interested in what I'm sharing, I would sincerely appreciate that. Give me 1 second. I need to cough. And I need to take my famotidine, apparently, because is that the right one? No, that is not the right one. Maybe not. All right. This is around the time. Bless you. This is around the time that my body decides it's going to have an anaphylactic reaction anyway because I'm casting yay. But anyway. All right. So, hi. Oh, my goodness. All right. So, first, I'm going to show you. Let me go back. Here's the TLDR. MCAS, mast cell activation syndrome. EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a connective tissue disorder. Behçet's disease, an autoimmune condition that causes my body to attack its own blood vessels. Complications can include stroke, blood clots, aneurysms, seizures, and more. I also have fibromyalgia. Yes, you can have both. I've seen people arguing in the comments, and I've also seen numbers of posts and videos put up by medical professionals claiming that fibromyalgia is not an actual diagnosis. It's just a diagnosis doctors give you when they don't know what else to say you have, which I'm sure happens sometimes. But according to the Mayo Clinic, you can have both, and 80 to 90% of people who have EDS have fibromyalgia. In India, it's men. It's that are the majority. In the United States, it's women. They don't know why. If it's cultural, they have no idea what's going on. They just know those are the numbers they have.
Be a cultural thing. Who goes and talks about it more?
It's got to be. But
I don't think there could be a genetic difference also.
Could be.
Sometimes certain groups get affected more.
Could be.
But I feel like it's a mix leaning more to the cultural.
Right, like the macro thingy that I'm going to talk about in a minute. Mm-hmm. That usually affects Caucasian women more. It affects more men than women, but it affects Caucasian women more than African American women. So I'm going to assume that the whole Jewish, Ashkenazi, Ukrainian / Polish side is
probably
that's what's contributing to that. Right. Basis. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, so I've got a lot going on already, right? I'm allergic to latex, coconut, ethylene hydrochloride. I will go in tomorrow after I get back from my MRI, and I will include links in the description box on YouTube to all of the conditions that are included for reference so that you can find those, and I will try and add this to the appropriate playlists. And when I have enough supporters to be able to afford the $16 a month for getting Restream Pro, I will do that so that I can produce actual videos and not just have to go live at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever o'clock in the morning it is, so that things are a little more...
4.
Huh?
It's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 4. Which means I have about an hour and a half, which is fine. Okay, so yeah, I'm a mess. I'm allergic to everything that could treat me being a mess, except for a minute amount of medications. That minute amount of medications includes some that doctors don't like prescribing because they're problematic in the sense that one of them is controlled. I understand that. However, I'm allergic to everything else, so like maybe listen to me, but I don't know. I'm not the one with the medical degree, right? So let's go first to the YouTube video so I can share that with you on here. And you can see what I posted on TikTok just a few days ago. Screen share. There we go. And 1 second. Share. All right. Chronically Spicy on YouTube. Here we go. All right. Ready? Okay, this says, oh, let's go back. I want to go back so that we can catch all of this. Did this in 60 seconds. All right. I have MCAS, anaphylactic allergies to latex, coconut, and derived products, as well as 800 plus allergies to environmental and medicinal treatments, RX prescription options. I also just found out I have a rare chronic blood cancer and a macroadenoma, large benign tumor on my pituitary gland. Both conditions can cause the slurring and focal seizures I've been experiencing off and on since my microadenoma was diagnosed. That was diagnosed 20 years ago. Okay. Okay. I just found 2 diagnostics in my Mayo Clinic files. These conditions were noted and diagnosed at Mayo Clinic Jacksonville in 2024, but no treating physician alerted me to discuss treatment options with my own med team back home. Let me be clear. I was called and I was told that I have Behçet's disease, an autoimmune condition that needed to be addressed, that I needed to be put on medication for, that I'm still not on, because the main medication family that this is treated with is corticosteroids. I'm allergic to those. So essentially, and this is my personal experience only, I'm not giving medical advice, but when it comes to GLP-1s, like for example, Manjaro, Zepbound, that's the only one I'm not allergic to because it does not contain coconut as a preservative. GLP-1s are being studied as potential options for treating everything from Alzheimer's to chronic illnesses and autoimmune diseases because they are showing that they can help reduce inflammation. And the studies, because I read everything from the National Institute of Health to JAMA and all the research papers in between, they're showing that they can reduce inflammation to the point that researchers and doctors are actually starting to think, hey, maybe, just maybe, GLP-1s can be added to the list of potential medications and medication options for patients who can't, for whatever reason, tolerate other medications. Okay? That's what I'm going with because I was feeling so good when I was on a GLP-1. But my insurance won't cover it anymore unless I'm actually type 2 diabetic, which I am not. And so I have to pay for it out of pocket and figure out how to make that happen. All right, let's keep going. So this is part of the video where I give a quick intro on the pituitary macroadenoma. It used to be a microadenoma. It is now considered a macroadenoma. Mind you, the first indication that my prolactin levels were completely out of whack because you can have a non-secreting prolactinoma. A non-secreting prolactinoma on your pituitary gland that does not secrete any excess hormones. Mine does. Mine is a prolactin producing machine. It just messes up the hormones in my body. And not gonna lie, this has been a lifelong issue. I am imagine being 13 and freaking out because you can't figure out why you're lactating. Okay. That's where I was. All right. And no doctor paid attention to anything then. And no doctor, I wasn't diagnosed until I was 28. All right. Even though your pituitary gland is in an endocrine structure, that's not technically a part of your brain. It's actually attached to your brain. Healthcare providers consider pituitary adenoma brain tumors as actual brain tumors. They represent about, I can't see, about 10% of primary brain tumors, and that's from the Cleveland Clinic. Okay. I've had a microadenoma since I was 28, diagnosed. Let me be very clear. It was diagnosed at 28. I had symptoms long before then that I didn't realize were symptoms, so I didn't know to push, right? Okay, but learning is learning. The tumor excretes, not extremes, elevated levels of prolactin, the pregnancy hormone. They don't grow very large or spread to other parts of the body. But tumors can still cause health problems for reasons. Some tumors make too much of a certain hormone. This can make it hard for the body to work the way it should. Dated October 10th, 2022 from cancer.org. Treatment options include surgery to remove the tumor. I was told when I was 28 that they really that it was pointless to do a removal of the microadenoma for my pituitary to grow back. At the time, I was smaller than the head of a pin. So that right there, they were like, no point, it's gonna grow back, blah 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 blah. They wouldn't have to open me up. They could do it like through my nasal passage kind of thing. I don't know what the options are now because I am straight in the this is no longer a tiny problem. This is a big problem. And if it's on your pituitary gland and big enough to press your the pituitary gland against the right spot on your spinal on your spinal stem, from what I'm understanding, that can lead to seizures. The exact kind that I'm experiencing. Radiotherapy is another option, and the source is cancer.org and moffitt.org. We're going to talk about the macroglobulinemia. Please share, please like, please tap the screen, you guys. All right. Sometimes, and this is, I don't know if this is a specific kind that I have, if there's more than one kind, but when I put in macroglobulinemia, which was straight up not just listed as abnormal lab findings in my Mayo Clinic files, diagnosis macroglobulinemia was actually listed in writing. They diagnosed me, and nobody said a damn word. 1 second. I'm chewing ice because I'm gonna stop doing that. There. I chew ice when I'm nervous, and it's like a stim thing. And I also chew ice when I'm feeling like allergic reactions coming on, but I've got my EpiPens and everything, so I'm gonna try and not do that because I know not everybody likes the sound when I'm recording. All right, macroglobulinemia. So, according to the information that I found, sometimes Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia. Jesus, I can't say it. Macroglobulinemia, WM. I'm just going to refer to it as a macroglobulinemia because I don't have anyone telling me that it's the Waldenstrom kind, or I don't know if there's a difference yet, if there's only one kind. Okay. Instead, it's found when a person has blood tests done for other reasons. Ta-da! Macroglobulinemia. The macroglobulinemia, that is a tongue twister, is sometimes, nope, we're going back. It is sometimes called symptomatic or smoldering. Okay. I don't know which one mine is right now. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Please like, please share. Please make sure to hop on over to YouTube because then you can actually see what I am sharing with the screen share on the live stream. Excuse me. Okay, let's continue with the video here. Circuit. Nope. Why did you do that?
Where we are.
Okay, 1 second. We're going back. Forward, stop. You're making me look bad. We're gonna turn on. We already played that part. Okay. Pause. Go back. This is why. There. Pause. Okay. Circulation system symptoms. In hyperviscosity syndrome, the thickened blood causes poor brain circulation, leading to problems like headache, confusion, and dizziness. It can also cause symptoms like those with a stroke, including slurred speech and weakness on one side of the body. I can't say that I've experienced weakness on one side of the body. I can say that I've had overall weakness at times where I can remember one specific time where I just couldn't get up. I couldn't do anything. But medical gaslighting is wonderful in the sense that we eventually gaslight ourselves so much because we're being gaslit by our doctors that we're like, it's fine. They're not going to believe me anyway, so why bother going into the ER? And that's where I was at that point. Patients with these symptoms should contact their doctor. Of course, American Cancer Society, that's the source. Hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. I'm on YouTube live streaming, so please say hi over there. Make sure you say hi in the chat, and please like the stream. All right. When macroglobulinemia causes symptoms, some can be like those seen with other types of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. For example, weight loss. I am not in that camp. I get sick. I told my husband this a long time ago, not realizing how accurate I was. If I'm gaining weight and it's at a rapid pace, it's because I'm inflamed and I'm sick and I don't know why. Flat out. I told him that. Probably when I was like in my 20s. For example, let's see, we also include night sweats, swollen lymph nodes, which I have had on occasion, can be seen in many types of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Source, American Cancer Society. Okay. Let's stop. Pardon me. Risk factors include certain autoimmune diseases. I have Behçet's. Treatment options include chemo, biologics, plasma exchange, stem cell transplant, and radiation therapy. from the American Cancer Society, which I typoed the living bejeebus out of that right there. I have to research each option to see what I am not allergic to. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm allergic to a lot. Oh, pull it back. Why did you do that? I just want to get to one video, you guys. Okay, one video, one video. Listen. Okay, 1 second. Pause. Macroglobulinemia, the Waldenstrom kind, which is what I keep coming up with when I look online, is a very rare disorder affecting 1 in 3.4 million American males and about half that number of American females. The incidence of macroglobulinemia is estimated to be about 5 per 100,000 million people over the age of 50. The median age of diagnosis is 67. How patients have been diagnosed, how? However, patients have been diagnosed in their 20s, according to the American Cancer Society. I'm 47 now. I was 46 when I was at the Mayo Clinic. And again, no one said jack anything about, hey, they could have at the in my brain, they could have at least said, okay, we've confirmed the conditions that you came in suspecting, but we found some other abnormalities in your labs. You might want to talk to your doctor, print out your labs, and get those records to your current care team so that you can figure things out. Star Dreamer says, what about lymphedema only on the left side of body, arm, and leg? Also left-handed if it matters. I'm not sure what you're asking, like how that affects you. I know that I don't have just one side of the body affected. Like it affects everything for me. And right now, the main puzzle piece that it might tie together is why the hell am I having seizures, and why does my mast cell stabilization med, which stabilizes all mast cell activity in all organ systems, actually help stop the seizures. So there's that. So yeah, thank you for the gift. I just saw that. Okay. And okay. All right, so we're gonna close that one, and we're gonna go back over here. I'm gonna flip you guys back over to me. All right. So again, if you'd like to join me on YouTube, please do. Please do. That's where I'm live streaming, and that is where you can actually see what I'm doing. And if you can like the stream and comment, that will help with the algorithm to help bring awareness and eyes to my channel. I have 554 subscribers right now. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can try and monetize the channel. And through awareness and personal experience videos to share in the name of awareness for what I already thought was an insane list of conditions, and now I have this happening. Right? Just okay, so now we're gonna go. Let me see. This might be 2 streams. I'll have to come back after because what I have to do now Because of my allergies, I already know I'm allergic to corticosteroids. I already know that I'm allergic to the chemotherapy options. I already researched all of them. Um, I have to check the other radiotherapy, I think it was called, options. Basically, I have to go through and update my individualized allergy list so that I can include and print out and upload to my medical chart for the health system I'm currently part of everything that I'm allergic to, because doctors don't look at cross reactives in my personal experience unless they too have the allergy or know someone who does, or have another patient who's like, holy crap, I thought that was my only patient with that weird allergy connection. um, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're ever diagnosed with the allergy for ethylene dichloride, you're gonna be oh, um, because that's what makes me allergic to latex, sunscreen, insecticides, corticosteroids, topical any treatments, shampoos, conditioners, dish soap, almost all antihistamines, and a lot of other things. Um, And then the coconut, which is also used heavily in the medical world, is going to be insane because coconut is hidden under a variety of names like propylene glycol, glycerin, glycerol, sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium lauryl sulfate, magnesium stearate. Um, uh, it's in Xolair, which is why I can't take that. It's in both kinds, the kind that contains latex and the kind that doesn't. Um, I'm allergic to latex. That makes me allergic to everything else. So I'm gonna have to go through because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna walk in. They're gonna do, even though I already know I have the macroadenoma and I already know I have the macroglobulinemia, that word. Um, I know the doctors are going to be like, all right, so we need to start you on, and they're going to name everything that I can't take. So to try and nip that on the bud and get things streamlined as best I can, I now have to go into my Google Doc, which I'm going to show you on YouTube here. And pardon, because I'm going to be typing, so I'm not going to be able to hold the phone. Whoever's watching on YouTube, you're my hero. I'm not going to be able to hold the phone and share. So let's get to my allergy list here. Boom. Okay, right now I have an allergy list that I put together at the advice from the advice of one of my previous GPs here in the Wisconsin, Minnesota area. And because I used to just have like I thought it was all encompassing because I thought everybody checked cross reactives like I do. But I researched everything and they don't. So I have 832 numbered allergies, which main categories again: latex, coconut, ethylene dihydrochloride. Okay. But under, say, let's see, if you're looking at my screen on YouTube, you'll see latex allergy symptoms: anaphylaxis to more body systems, flushing, swelling, rashes, anxiety, panic attacks, impending doom, confusion, slurring, tachycardia, seizures, leg body jerking, electrical, I spelled that wrong, electrical shock, pain during swelling, neuropathy, right? banana requires epi. Avocado oil, guacamole, and requires epi. Anybody who's I've seen plenty of people be like, well, I'm allergic to avocado, I'm allergic to coconut, I'm allergic to it's X, Y, or Z, but I can do the oil because it's highly refined. You do you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you that these allergies are progressive, and if it's refined, to me, it just means it's like pure, and like it just means I'm reaching for my EpiPen faster. I'm not telling you what to do. Talk to your doctor, okay? Because I am not giving medical advice. Poinsettia, epi, kiwi, chestnut, wheat, gluten. All these are latex allergy fruit crosses. You can check the Allergy and Asthma Network. I will include that link in the description box when I go in to edit the description box and hopefully create a thumbnail that doesn't suck for this video or what will be a rewatch video later on. Bamboo flour, bamboo fiber, so like toilet paper. I don't care how renewable it is. I'd be allergic to being a panda, and I can't touch that stuff. Shea butter, walnuts, pecans, castor beans, castor oil. Those are all latex allergy crosses. Okay. So now let's get down. We can go over this list eventually later in a different video if you'd like. Let me know in the comments on YouTube. Let me know in the comments on YouTube what you want me to go into more over what I'm probably like fast passing now, so I can try and get this information in before I have to go and start getting ready to leave for the hospital for the testing. For the MRI. I'm claustrophobic. Yeah. Okay. All right. See, like right here, the reason I have 832 allergies listed only is because I have all hair care, shampoo, conditioner, hairspray, hair dye, gel, etc. According to dermnet.org, the allergen triggers ethylene dichloride and coconut allergy. If I were to list every single brand name of shampoo, conditioner, hairspray, hair dye, gel, curling creams, all the wonderful products that I used to absolutely adore in the black hair care section for my puffy little fro, what used to be a puffy, cute little fro. I don't even want to know how many commas this is going to have, but I do have to go in here and update a few things. Okay, so ethylene dichloride allergy. Let's see, that's going to include asthma inhalers, antihistamines. Gen 1 only is safe and can only take intramuscular diphenhydramine. I'm going to spell this out because I have to spell this out for my doctor. And I'm going to bold after I go through this list and add what I need to add. I'm going to bold the ones that are relevant to the conditions that I have and the treatment options that I've researched. So this is going to be a multi-part series. So be sure to follow on and subscribe on YouTube because I'm not going to be doing every single one on both platforms. I get way too many CVs over on the Clock app because apparently the algorithm doesn't like me sharing things and misreads my fact sharing or commentary on other people's posts, even when I'm replying in kind to what's being posted. I'm not being rude or anything. I'm just replying to people. Things get dinged way too many times, and everything gets reversed. All of my appeals get approved, but no, I'm done with that. So I'm moving over more heavily to YouTube for the factual stuff. The more personal stuff is going to go Patreon. And all links in bio on TikTok. I'll add the link in YouTube in my description box here on this video. And I'm probably going to start sharing mostly just the stuff that I love and find on the TikTok shop and the collabs that are sent to me for when products are sent to me that I can use. All right. So antihistamines, I can only do intramuscular diphenhydramine. That's literally all I can do. And technically, I'm allergic to that because I'm allergic to sterilized water because it's made from filtered water. Because filtered water goes through a filtration system, and filtration systems have coconut in them, which leaves trace amounts of coconut fibers in the water. And when I didn't have my main mast cell stabilizer, which I can't talk about on TikTok, so I ain't going to be mentioning it there. I'll mention it. I can go into as much detail as you want in Patreon. I can't do it here. But let's just say it's a stable mast cell stable. It's a medication off-label use that is recognized by mast cell experts as a valid mast cell activation stabilizer. 1 minute. And the reason that it's so amazing is because it doesn't just handle the GI tract, or the sinus passages, or the skin, like many mast cell stabilizers do. They handle just one portion, or they have one direct thing that they can fix. This gets everything, and for me, it's my it's the medication that keeps me. I'm not even exaggerating. It's the medication that if my house is on fire and I only had one hand for my dogs and one hand for one medication, and I knew my daughter was like, 1 second, I'm trying to okay, and I only had one hand for my dogs and one hand for my daughter. My daughter's behind me. I've got my dogs in one hand. I've got one free hand, and I gotta get the hell out of the house. The house on fire. I would grab the mast cell stabilizing medication before I would grab anything else and run out of the house because I can get EpiPens anywhere. I'd be fighting tooth and nail to try and get a refill or a new fill on the other medication. Anybody who is on a controlled medication for pain and or other chronic illnesses, if that's your only option, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. Let's see. So it's in everything from hydroxyzine, fungicides, insecticides, textile lubricants, this list is insane. Not all of this is medication, but it's in all of them. Now, and if it's not that, like meclizine, piperazine, I had to stop taking the H1 that I was taking, loratadine, early in 2025, when I learned, because I swore I saw it on a list that said it was safe for me to take as a Gen 1 antihistamine. Turns out it's Gen 2, and it's a member of the piperazine family. I'm allergic to that family. And one fact that I'm learning about ethylene hydrochloride is like coconut latex allergy. Okay, so you might have the base allergy, but it doesn't mean you're allergic to everything else. It doesn't mean that your allergy is going to progress. It doesn't mean that you're automatically allergic to the entire latex root syndrome list, according to the Allergy and Asthma Network. A small number of people progress. If you're allergic to ethylene hydrochloride, you are allergic. Sorry. I learned that since I'm allergic to ethylene hydrochloride, I am allergic to latex because it's used as a stabilizer in natural latex products. I learned that it means that I am allergic to anything else that's on the list, and I'm supposed to avoid those things flat out. That list is hundreds long, okay? Because it's very, very, very long, and there are a ton of names. It's in things like aminophylline, chlorothamine, triple enamine, all piperazines like claritin, loratadine, cetirizine, I haven't noted. I was taking that last one, cetirizine, as my MCAS H1 blocker. Now I only have diphenhydramine as my H1 and rescue with epi. That scares the F out of me because I'm afraid that my body's eventually going to become tolerant or just be like, tolerant used to the diphenhydramine, and my body's going to be like, you going to do something the next time I have an anaphylactic reaction. I average between 1 and 3 daily. I'm basically in a pretty steady state of low level anaphylaxis on a daily basis when not properly treated. It's in emulsifiers and dispersants. Okay, so there's where it goes: your eye drops, your nasal sprays, your inhalers, things like that. And oh, good Lord. So now I have to go through, and it's in steroid creams, it's in everything, right? So now let's go to, we're not even going to talk about the dentist right now. 1 minute. If you have not, please hop on over to YouTube. Please subscribe. Please click on the live stream, watch the live stream, let it play in the background. I don't care if you want to watch me just hang out here. I know a lot of people have preferences. Just let it play in the background because watch hours count. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I still have to have a minimum number of watch hours before I can be eligible for monetizing the channel. Okay, so now let's get to the macroglobulinemia. Okay, let's find that one. 1 second. My phone always gets wonky when I am trying to no, I don't sleep the night before I have doctor's appointments because anxiety, and there was no way in hell I was going to go to sleep when I know I have to be at the hospital at what WTF in the morning. Wasn't even gonna try. Wasn't even no. So cortical. That's not what I want. I want medications to treat MCAS. No, I want macroglobulinemia. Thank you. Treatments. Because this is what I get to do. I get to go through because I know my doctors won't do it for me. And I know that my life will be put in danger if I don't do this myself because it's happened before. I have to go through every single treatment option. I have to click on every treatment option name. Then I have to go to their ingredients. Then I have to go through and cross-check that against my current list of allergens. And then I have to add what I can't have to my allergy list. And then in a separate document, list the items that I can take, that I can tolerate, that I'm not allergic to, hopefully, possibly. Taylor Swift got a medical degree, honorary medical degree from some university for existing, with long legs, a record-breaking musical career, and being a celebrity. I'm pretty sure I've earned a couple of medical degrees doing this crap. Only I'm not getting paid to do my doctor's jobs. I'm still paying them. Right now, I'm not clicking on Mayo Clinic for macroglobulinemia research information because I'm kind of mad at y'all. I left them in August of 2024. Not a single physician alerted me and said, hey, you might not be familiar with these terms. You might want to talk to your current treating physicians and print out this list and get them to them because you have abnormal labs that may need further evaluation. Nobody said anything. When I was a waitress, if we were running low on the special of the day, if I got a table and we only had 15 specials of the day left, I tell them, hey, we only have 15 left. We only have 10 left. We only have 5 left. Because if people came in for the special of the day and they didn't have it available, people got a little angry. But if I warned them and I told them, then they could make up their mind and possibly order something else, and everything was okay. You'd think, but that just makes too much sense. All right, so sorry. Let's look at unless I know you and we've talked before. I'm not doing random and allowing random people to pop in, and I am also not doing like challenge things because I'm not here for that. I'm here to share. So moving on. Okay. We're gonna go. No, that's Mayo Clinic too. We're gonna go to cancer.org because I'm mad at Mayo Clinic right now. Okay, so these are the treatment options, and I'm not going to break this down right now because this is going to be a multi-part series again, okay? So if you are interested in following along on this journey and learning more as I learn what's going on and what I can do and what my options are, YouTube and Patreon are going to be the main options. I can share little bits on TikTok. But I can't share too much because apparently I know too much. TikTok, no. The algorithm doesn't like things that when I say things that aren't just like, hey, buy this. All right, so this is the American Cancer Society. Share this tab instead. All right. Treating Waldenstrom macroglobulin. Mother, I am not slurring. It's just a tongue twister. Treating Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia. There. If you've been diagnosed with this condition, your treatment team will discuss your options with you. It's important to weigh the benefits of each treatment option against the possible risks and side effects. Yeah, I know. That's why we're here. Okay, how is it treated? You know how people gamers who don't game on YouTube and whatever are like, I'm gonna watch other people game because it's fun because that's what I'm interested in. I'm your rabbit hole researcher. If somebody else was streaming just to research to learn shit, I'm there for that, and that's what I'm doing. Okay. Please tap the screen. Not a single person has tapped the screen on TikTok. It's one of the reasons I don't live stream over here very much. People like to hear what I have to say. Nobody wants to tap the screen but that's fine. All right. So options for treatment include. All right. You are there. You go. There. I tapped the screen 19 times, so now I feel better about my life. There we go. All right. If treatment is needed for Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia, several types can be used, including chemotherapy. I'm allergic to all the options I checked, but I'll be breaking that list down in a future video / live stream on why I'm allergic to those. Again, this is what I have to do to prep to take to my doctor because I know if I don't have it with me when I go to the doctor, I'm going to end up having to delay potential treatment options because I'm going to have to do the work after I'm prescribed things I can't take, touch, or be exposed to. And then I'm going to have to get that information together and get it to the doctor. All right, I have probably about 15 to 20 minutes and then I gotta go. All right, targeted drug therapy for Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia. Targeted drug therapy for macroglobulinemia. Okay. Let's see. And then there's biological therapy for immunotherapy for WM, macroglobulinemia. Globulinemia. Biological treatments, immune and immunotherapy for WM, macroglobulinemia. Plasmapheresis plasma exchange for this condition. Stem cell transplant for this condition. Radiation therapy for this condition. Y'all, I can't even take over the counter cough or cold medicine when I have the flu. I'm not quite sure what the F I'm going to do when it comes to all of this. If any of these things can be compounded, I'm pretty sure it's going to be. See, I'm tapping the screen again because more likes can attract more viewers, and yeah, there we go. There, I did it myself for good. Okay, just for a little bit. Okay, so let me see what is visible on YouTube to make sure I'm not blocking that. I saw somebody watching on YouTube. Whoever you are, I love you. Thank you. All right. So let's go back to the list I'm sharing. Here we go. All right. Who treats this condition? We're just doing the basics right now, okay? Chronic blood cancer diagnosis from 2024 that I just found in my Mayo Clinic records because no doctors called to tell me and be like, hey, I know you have no idea what this means, and I know it's buried in 261 pages of the rest of your medical records, but you'll find it eventually. I'm sure it'll be fine. Thanks. What would you do? What would you do if you found out a year and a half after leaving a major medical system, known and world-renowned for treating, diagnosing patients with rare and weird and chronic autoimmune and chronic conditions? What would you do if you were a visiting patient for a year and then left, and the day before you left, you got multiple labs back, but the only one they actually told you about on the phone because you were driving cross country and you didn't have time to actually go through the entire thing yourself, and you found out a year and a half later you have a rare chronic blood cancer. No problem, no big deal. And a pituitary gland tumor that used to be micro is on macro and is now pressing our pituitary gland to the point because it's big enough that it went from macro to micro. Sorry, from micro to macro, from teeny tiny problem to this could be a problem. And could potentially be causing the actual seizures you're experiencing. Because it causes the exact kind of seizures and slurring that I experience, that I've had people on this app and others ask me or accuse me of various things from SUD to faking and a bunch of other fun stuff, which are horrible things to say to people when they're going through medical issues that they don't have answers to yet. So Mel Willow, how are you? Hannah, how are you? All right. So who treats it? A hematologist, a doctor who treats disorders of the blood, including lymphomas such as Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia. A medical oncologist, a doctor who treats cancer with chemotherapy and other medicines. I'm allergic to the chemo because, of course, I am. Okay. A radiation oncologist who treats cancer with radiation therapy. I got to look at that because I don't know. Um, many other specialists might be part of your treatment plan or team as well, including physician assistants, nurse practitioners, nurses, nutrition specialists, special workers, social workers, and other health professionals. So there you go. Thinking about taking part, you can take part in clinical trials. Okay, for sure. I'm sure I am somebody's dream case study. Um, I'm not exactly thrilled about it, but was I covering myself up on YouTube? I don't know. I probably was. I'm sorry. Let's make this bigger. There. Now you can see that. That matters more. Okay. Please, YouTube. Thanks. Okay. Um, I'm at 554 subscribers. My goal is to try and get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, because that's where I will be moving most of my stuff to on a regular basis for the stuff that is medically connected. If it touches on medicine, because for whatever reason, TikTok algorithm, that was smooth. TikTok algorithm likes to ding me for showing things like my fingers when I'm having base shots and macroglobulinemia flares, um, because apparently that's gore. But hey. Um, anyway, common treatment approaches for this condition. Not everyone with Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia need to be treated right away. People who don't have serious or bothersome symptoms can often be watched closely and then treated later if needed. The two main ways to treat WM are chemo and different types of biological therapy, immunotherapy. I need to look into that. I have no idea what I can or can't take. I have no idea what this involves. I've never looked at immunotherapy. I just know that I'll probably leave in the house a whole lot less than I do now. Which isn't much. All right. In recent years, a minute. Yep. Inside of my bottom lip is starting to swell. All right. So I'll be paying attention and seeing if I need to epi, because I have that right here. Okay. So in recent years, much progress has been made in treating people with this condition. A number of newer drugs have been found to work against macroglobulinemia, but few studies have compared them to see which are best. Because of this, there is no single standard treatment for all patients. Making treatment decisions. This is from cancer.org on their macroglobulinemia page. It's important to discuss all treatment options, including goals and possible side effects. I would just like to continue existing, please. Thank you. And yeah. With your doctors, help you make decisions that best fit your needs. You may feel that you need to make a decision quickly, but it's important to give yourself time to absorb the information you have learned. You know what? I'm kind of thinking the almost full year um, during which I should have been aware this condition was a thing. Um, I kind of lost that chance, but that's only because nobody told me that I might want to take a second peek at my medical records from Mayo because, oh, guess what we found? Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Nobody freaking said that. Not a single person said that. See? Yep. I have a wealth forming right here, too. So, yeah, that hurts. Itch. That one's a weird itch hurt. And skin turned instant dry, like instant callus. Frick. I want you to know um, anaphylaxis is not just passing out because your blood pressure drops and your airway slams shut. Anaphylaxis, that's what you see on TV. Anaphylaxis actually occurs in 4 stages. And the first is wondering or thinking about whether or not you need to get your EpiPen out. Stage 3 is the beginning of anaphylactic shock. I'm looking at my EpiPen. That means I need probably Epi. So, yeah. 1 second. Did I already do that one? Yeah, I did that one already. Lovely. 1 second. 1 second. I love how positive they are here, making treatment decisions. It's important to discuss all treatment options and goals, whatever, with your doctor, blah, 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 blah. If time permits, it is often a good idea to seek a second opinion, particularly for rare conditions such as WM. A second opinion may give you more information and help you feel more confident about the treatment plan you chose. Yeah. August 2024. It is April 2025. Talk to me about time permitting, okay? Considering complementary, integrative, and alternative medicines and methods. You may hear about alternative or complementary methods to relieve symptoms to treat your cancer that your doctor hasn't mentioned yet. Okay. These methods can include vitamins, herbs, and special diets, or other methods such as acupuncture or massage, to name a few. I will tell you that I have come across plenty that I agree with. Just from past experience, I know I feel best on an extremely low carb diet, low sugar, low to no sugar, because all of those are inflammatory and sugar feeds cancer, et cetera, et cetera. Um, so yeah, I'm carbing it up this week uh, because it's my last run on carbs. I always knew that the last time that I was going to be hitting a wall on, like, well, it's no return now, right? And ow, everything hurts. 1 minute, and 1 second, and that I was going to be basically going low histamine, high protein, as best you can when you are low histamine, keto with all of the allergies that I have. That's super fun. I'm kidding. No, it's not. It's a giant pain in the ass. And I'm allergic to avocados, so, and I'm also Mexican, so yeah, this right there, that spot on my hand feels like I let it bake in the sun, and it's driving me up a wall. Okay. What time is it? 5. Okay. I'm going to go over just a little bit more with you guys, and then we'll do episode 2 later. But you need to follow me. You need to subscribe on YouTube. Because, again, I cannot get into all the details that I need to get into or that you might be wanting to know about on um, on this app. If you're watching on TT, on the clock app, because you know, I don't know. It just feels. I feel like I'm getting discriminated against on YouTube, on TikTok for having conditions that I have no control of because I'm sharing way less than a lot of other people share on their conditions, which I'm not mad about. I'm glad they're able to share, but I keep on getting flagged, so I have to be very, very careful. Okay. I just did that. And hopefully this stops. I can't treat it with the medication I know will make it stop because I have to ration that because my doctor's like, I don't really think you need that. Sure. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Helping through cancer treatment. People with cancer need support and information no matter what stage of illness they may be in. They also need to know they have it, Mayo Clinic. Okay. Yeah. Chronic, lifelong, and something that needs to be treated is difficult enough with somebody who doesn't have other allergies that limit what they can take. It's not a picnic either when you're looking at your list of allergens going, and I'm supposed to take what? And when you have mast cell and anything can set off an allergic reaction, yeah, that's fun too. But I'm kind of thinking September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 8 months. 8 months. 8 months. That, see, look. My skin's starting to callus right here because I'm reacting. And because Behçet's disease has is triggered by mast cell activity. It's one of the triggers for some people. For me, this means I need to take a medication for that. And I can, but I can only take a tiny bit of what I'm supposed to take, and what I've been on and what Mayo Clinic recommended and what previous physicians have put me on, because, yeah, I made that happen. I'm taking it. Totally. So let's see. Different types of programs, services. American Cancer Society also has programs and services, lodging, more information to call and speak to one of the specialists, or you can join the chat. There's also choosing to stop treatment or choosing no treatment at all. We are not going to go there right now because I still have something stupid called hope. Okay, yeah. I have read, let's look this up real quick. This is the last thing I'm sharing with you right now, and then I'm going to book, okay? So that I'm not late for my appointment. And I'm going to be early, but Oh, look, I learned how to spell it already. I'm so excited. I shouldn't know how to spell this yet. Um, 1 second. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna look up something that maybe some of you have just been too kind to ask, because it was one of the first things I looked up because I was like, wait a minute. Um, see, no, that doesn't just happen when you're sitting here doing nothing, okay? Unless you have all the things I have wrong with me, and other people have wrong with them. I know I'm not the only one like this. Oh my God. Instead of 10 years ago when I started going to the doctor, going, why does my skin get all calloused and hard when I'm having an allergic reaction or anxiety attack? And my anxiety medication helps make it go away, but I don't know why. Instead of them going, gee, that's really weird, let's look into this. Instead, I was told that I was just suffering from a skin picking disorder and doing it to myself. That's what I was told. I'm still fighting labels in my medical records that are not only wrong and misleading, but they're also dangerous because the doctors didn't listen. So when I say, see, if I just taken the full dose, this would be gone in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I mean, skin would be back to normal. I only took a quarter, less than a quarter. I took less than a quarter what historically has worked to keep me stable, because that's what I have available to me right now. But that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Lastly, we're sharing here because I just searched for macroglobulin. Jesus. Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia prognosis and life expectancy healthline. You know, let's just stick to cancer.org. It's where we've been. Survival rates for Waldenstrom globulinemia. Survival rates are often used by doctors as a way of discussing a person's outlook. So, wait. Share this tab instead. There we go. There, I'm sharing the right tab on YouTube. Survival rates tell you a percentage of people with the same type and stage of cancer are still alive a certain length of time, usually 5 years after diagnosed. These numbers can't tell you how long you have, but they may help you give you a better understanding about how likely it is that your treatment will be successful. 5-year survival rate statistics on the outlook for certain types of the big C are often given as 5-year survival rates, but many people live longer, much longer than 5 years. Okay, look, I'm gonna figure I've had this for longer than 5 years. But let's see. For example, a 5-year survival rate of 90% means that an estimated 90 out of 100 people who have that type of condition, I'm just going to say condition because it starts with a C and I like it better, are still alive after 5 years after being diagnosed. Okay. YouTube, whoever you are, I love you. All right. Let's go back here. Relative survival rates are more accurate to estimate the effect of the condition on survival. These rates compare people with this condition to people in the overall population. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Don't know the whole story. I just want to know about this one. Okay. All right, here we go. So, according to the National Cancer Institute's SEER database, based on people diagnosed between 2001 and 2010, this overall relative 5-year survival rate for people with Waldenstrom Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia is 78% ish. The group that created the International Prognostic Scoring System for Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia (ISSWM) used data from about 500 patients with the condition who were diagnosed and treated before January 2002 to develop the risk groups. So the low risk group is the 5-year survival rate is 87%. The intermediate is 68 and the high is 36. I don't know which group I'm in. Right now, I don't want to know. Median survival is another way to look at it in the length of time. I'm not saying these words out loud. If you're watching on YouTube, you can can see which ones have number of how many patients have survived and have not. By definition, half of the patients have longer than median survival. The group that developed the ISSWM used data from patients diagnosed and treated before January 2002. Okay. In the last decade, 2001 to 2010, the median overall survival rate for all WM groups has improved just over 8 years compared to 6 in the previous decade. So that's what we got. And that's where I'm ending it. I will be back with more research because I'm going to be basically live streaming while I research on YouTube the different treatment options that I have. You're welcome to join in on the chat and keep me company if you have this condition, if you know of anybody with this condition, if you're a physician who treats this condition, if you know of a physician who treats this condition, please send them my way. Please send them my channel. Please help connect me with other people in the community because I didn't know I was here until Friday. And I want to have a talk with the Mayo Clinic about exactly how the hell that happened. So, and the macroprolactinoma, we'll talk about that after my MRI today. Because blood cancer and a blood cancer and a brain tumor. It boils down to that. Yeah, it might be a benign tumor, and yeah, it might be a chronic cancer that can be treated. But you're talking to somebody with a medically complex medical history that can't even treat a cough or cold and has to wait out just being sick because of my allergies. So now I'm looking at this going, explain how this is going to work. Okay. All right. Chronically Spicy on YouTube. Link tree in my YouTube bio. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for hanging around. Make sure you like, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions. Let me know if you have a specific research topic you'd like me to look into, because I need things to keep my brain occupied right now. Okay. All right, cool. Have a great day. And I will stop in later with episode 2 as I break down why the chemotherapy options are out for the macroglobulinemia and give any updates I may have on insights after the MRI for the new to me No longer microadenoma, now a macroadenoma, pituitary benign tumor on my pituitary gland. That's kicking out so much prolactin it thinks it's pregnant. All right, cool. All right. Over and out. 1 second. Let's go over to YouTube. Okay. Have a good day, y'all, or good morning, good day. I'll see you later. Yeah, see you in the next video.